Hey everybody, we're going to be doing a video on how to ride a motorcycle for the very first time, if you're a first-time rider. Now, this is not a good motorcycle if you're a first-time rider because it's very heavy, so you don't want to practice as a new rider on a motorcycle like this. Maybe choose a Ninja 250 or something very light. By Kawasaki, they have a Ninja 250. But our motorcycle today is a Suzuki Katana. And what we're going to go through is how to ride a motorcycle for the very first time if you're a new rider. And I have a Kodak V570 camera, and I'm going to show it to you in the mirror here. And I have also, look on the inside of my visor, see those Velcro strips? That visor is going to go down in front of my mouth, and you'll be able to see me record first-person view as we do it. So check out the camera. Notice there's Velcro strips on the front of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk around this side. We're going to start off explaining shifting to you. So this is where I'm going to put the camera in the visor. So see, I'm hands-free. What you want to understand is that the shifting pattern is like a ladder. These represent rungs on the ladder, and it's similar to shifting, the shifting pattern. On my bike, first gear's on the bottom. I'm going to talk to you about that. And then you have second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all the way up. Now, see this foot lever here, the shifting lever right here? What a motorcycle rider will do is he'll put his foot underneath the lever like this, pretend that's my left foot, and he'll kick up, and as it goes up, it will go up and down the shifting ladder to second gear, third gear, etc. Now to go into neutral, you will be in first and you'll just give it like a light tap, and that will put it into neutral. If you kick all the way up to like you'll feel like metal, then you'll be into second. You follow me? Now, this is what I wanted to tell you because on the last video we had some people ask this. When you shift, it's like this, okay? Remember, here's the gear shift lever here, but there's also the clutch lever here. So here's what you're going to do. Let me put this here in the motorcycle tank bag real quick so I could show you. Alright, let me open it so it doesn't fog up. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to pull the clutch lever in, all the way in like this, and then while you're holding the clutch lever in, you're going to shift into gear. You still have the clutch lever in up there, right? But you're also going to release the throttle. So let's go through it together. Check it out. This is the order that you're going to do it. Let's say you're in third gear and you want to move up to fourth. You're going to release the throttle, okay? Just kind of loosen your grip on the throttle so you're not giving it any throttle. You're going to pull the clutch lever in, kick up to the next gear, then you're going to let the clutch lever out and roll back on the throttle smoothly. Very smoothly. You see how you do that? So let's do it again. Let's say you're in third gear, right? What do? First step, release the throttle, pull the clutch lever in. You want to go up to fourth, kick up to fourth, then you release the clutch lever here and roll back on the throttle. Now you want to go up to fifth. What do? Release the throttle here, pull the clutch lever in, kick up to that gear, release the throttle, and roll back into gear. You follow me? So, after a while, it's pretty easy. It'll be in your subconscious mind. But let's talk about something before we get started. If you have never driven a manual stick shift car, you know, besides automatic transmission, I would strongly suggest you try that first. Do that first. Because the worst thing you could do on a car is, let's say you're in a parking lot learning how to shift and you just stall it, right? You got four wheels, it's going to just stay there. But on a motorcycle, if you stall it, you could tip over, and we've seen all these videos on YouTube where someone's trying to learn how to ride a motorcycle for the first time, and they stall it in gear, and then it locks because it's in gear, right? and then they fall over. And so there's no sense to put you through all that heartache and bruising. Just learn how to shift with a car. You know, someone will let you use their stick shift car. They'll teach you how to do it, tell them to teach you. You could learn like right in a parking lot here. Once you've got the gear shifting that way with the car, you're pretty much home free, okay? Now, everything on most Japanese bikes is shifting. Notice that has to do with shifting there, the shifting lever where you go to first, second, third, fourth, sixth. This is the clutch, right? But let's go to the other side. On the right side, what's the right side all about? Braking. Front brake, you pull this lever back. Rear brake, you're going to put your foot here. It's always here. You never put it underneath it like on the other side how you shift. It's always here, just resting, and you push down. So what we're going to do is let's do a little bit of riding in the parking lot, like as if you were new, and I'll show you some stuff. Let's start up the motorcycle. Now, usually what you do is you turn it, the ignition, you pull the clutch back, you press start right here, and there we go. Now, before we start, we're going to give the motorcycle a few revs. I want to show you something, sort of like a little tradition that we do. We have the excuse me, we have the custom D&D exhaust from our good friends at Fort Worth, Texas, and pretty good. People on the freeway might be able to hear us a little bit better when we get on the freeway. So now first, we're going to go in the parking lot. So you ready? I want you to pay close attention to the lines in front of us that are painted. What you're going to do as a first-time rider, you're going to keep your feet down at all times for now. You're going to pull the clutch lever in, okay? And then we're going to put it in gear, and we're going to inch our way forward and take it right out of gear. We just want to show you how to put it in gear and get the motorcycle moving just a little bit. Pull the clutch lever in. Remember, I kicked down. We're not doing anything with the throttle right now, okay? So just relax on that. Don't touch that. Slowly, you're going to release your hand. And see the lines in front of us? As soon as the bike starts moving, pull the clutch lever in again and just kind of rock it like that, back and forth. You want to get used to that. It's called the friction zone, that part where the clutch catches, you see. Now we're going to practice taking it out of gear, okay? So then we're out of gear, okay? So practice that, putting in first, going into neutral, putting it in first, going into neutral. Now once you got that and you're kind of inching forward and stuff, now we're going to go a little bit in first gear and then we're going to stop. How are we going to stop? What we're going to do is we're going to go in first gear and then we're going to apply, hold on, we're going to apply just the front brake because we're going to be going so slow, just the front brake, but we're going to be pulling the clutch lever in to stop also because that will take it, disengage it from first gear. We're still going to be in first gear, but we're going to pull the clutch lever in so it's not engaged. Okay, so here we go. Clutch lever in, we're in first. What you're going to do is you're going to, car coming over here on the right, but you're going to give it a little bit of throttle while you're letting the clutch out. Watch. Once you start moving, kind of go like this. Just kind of drive around the parking lot. Now we're gonna do a little loopy here, and then we're gonna brake. Now remember how we're gonna brake. We're gonna pull the clutch lever in while using the front brake. Don't go too fast. And get your feet ready to come down on the ground, right? Watch. Clutch lever in, starting to brake. I'm gonna put my left foot down, which is what you want to practice, always getting your left foot down. Notice we stop. That's the hardest part. Once you get that part down, the rest of riding a motorcycle is pretty easy. And that guy here has a very little front tires. Okay, so one more time and then we're out on the streets. Okay. going to go over here and we're going to stop. You'll get good at it. Clutch lever in, and now I'm stopping. You might use the rear brake a little at that time. We're on a hill, so let me kind of roll back with the clutch lever in. Now we're going to go to second. We're going to need the streets for this, so let's go use the streets for this. I can still put it in second here, but might as well do this. So we're going streets, might as well do streets, and then we're going to do freeway. So I have the clutch lever in, I have the front brake applied, and I'm going to stop right here, look both ways. Let's go. We're still in first. First gear. Now watch. Clutch lever in. Remember, I released the throttle, kick up to second, roll back on the throttle after you've released the clutch. So that's the main thing you got to remember. So it's to shift, it's clutch lever, well, in this order. You release the throttle, that goes without saying, then clutch lever in, and then you move it into gear down here with your leg, then you release the clutch and you roll back on the throttle. Got it? Now, when you're a new rider, they'll tell you to always stay in gear at the light, and that might be wise till you get good at it, because sometimes it might take you too long to put it in gear and people behind you get mad because you can't find the gear and stuff. So I have the, okay, I'm going to stop here. I have it in first, right? I'm just holding it here. Watch the neutral light go on. I'm going to slightly kick up. Remember the ladder, the shifting ladder? See how the neutral light went on? So now we're going to get on the freeway. A couple things I'll tell you is when you're going around corners, under no circumstances do you want to hit that front brake. If you're going around a corner, let's say you're going at a pretty good clip of speed and you hit this front brake, you can really have that front tire slip out from underneath you and you could crash and get hurt. So avoid using the front brake around corners. See, you got two tires here, you don't have four. And when you're, you look at the tire and the tire looks all big and stuff, but this very little patch of tire is actually on the street, very little. And then you're hitting the front brake, it loses its grip. Now, if you're going to brake, another rule of thumb is keep the handlebar straight. Now hold on, clutch in, kick down, starting to give it a little bit of throttle as we release the clutch. Now we're in first. Second's easier. Clutch in, kick up to second. Remember, when I say clutch in, watch, I release the throttle, clutch in, kick up to third, roll back onto the throttle after I've let the clutch out, the clutch lever. Two more lights and we're on the freeway. Look at that little doggy. Oh, poochie poochie. So we're in third gear. Let go of the throttle, clutch in, kick up to fourth, and then let the clutch out. And now we have a red light. So this is good. Watch how I do it. You totally release the throttle all the time as you're stopping. Clutch in, kick down to third, clutch in, kick down to second. I'm releasing the throttle in between shifts. Now we're in second. You want to match the speed that you're going so you don't bog down the bike and you also don't rev it too high. How do you do this? You do it by listening to the motor or by watching your tachometer. I'm only at slightly under 3 grand here. Clutch in, kick down slightly to neutral, see? Now I'm going to clutch in, kick down to first. I still have the clutch lever there, right? Now we're going to get it some better speeds. Let these cars go. Here we go. Slowly roll on throttle while at the same time releasing the clutch. Clutch in, kick up second. Remember, I'm going to watch. Release throttle, clutch in, kick up third, put the clutch back out, and then roll on the throttle. So I'm in third now. Okay, let's get some speed. fourth. Fifth. Now listen, going to sixth. When you first ride on the freeway, it's pretty shocking. It's a pretty daunting thing to have your body all open like this, where there's these big metal objects all around you that can kill you. So I remember the first time I had ridden the motorcycle, it was quite shocking to me. I thought, man, that's pretty scary. You know, there's no shame in admitting that it is pretty scary. So what I did when I was new is I had ridden in this lane. Like if I had to go a ways, I would say, well, I'm going to stay here in case something happens. I can move over to the right. Now, I want you to look at this sign up here on the right. See the digital sign here? Can you see what the words say? Check that out. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but it says gusty winds ahead. So this will be good for our training class here. To show you how to handle that. And don't stay by these trucks. Don't stay by anything. Don't stay by any other vehicle. Try to always have distance around you. Airspace around you. Distance between you and the other vehicle. Now, you see, it's very easy to ride a motorcycle once you got the shifting down and the braking. We're in 6th gear. You don't do anything but just enjoy the ride. I'm already getting some of those strong gusty winds. You want to make sure that you have, in my opinion, a full face helmet if you're going to be doing freeway riding, because bugs don't taste good. Nails hurt. Rocks sting. You know, I've had pieces of metal fly up and hit me in the head. You're always seeing pieces of tire, car tire, truck tire. And these tires, sometimes it's the whole tire. And you'll see it bouncing around the freeway. I have a motorcycle jacket on with a CE armor. It's basically like this mushy type of sponge material that's designed, they manufacture it in a way for motorcycle riders, so if you crash, it takes a lot of the brunt of the force of the crash. Check out my pants right here. I have CE armor in the knees. They have CE armor in the hip area. I have high top shoes on. We're getting blown around a lot right now, the freeway. You notice I have these gloves with the knuckle protectors, and then there's like these little steel things right here by the fingers, and the little rubber things right here at the tips of the fingers. And you'll be surprised how that will save your finger. I had, recently I was riding, and right here, my right finger, I was riding, and there was another motorcycle that I had, and this piece of metal or something, it happened so fast, and I played back my camera, I couldn't see what it was. I just saw this dark object. It came and it hit right here the front brake lever. Now when it hit the front brake lever, it hit it with such force that it
broke the front brake lever, and then it smashed into not this hand, the other hand, but let me just show you my pinky finger and then the one next to it on the right here. And I had these gloves on, but they were black gloves. I ended up getting new ones because it sort of damaged the glove. I'll tell you what happened. If I didn't have that glove on, it would have most likely shattered my fingers, just shattered them, or broken them. Like, look at this guy. You don't want to follow behind this guy. And what happened is, I knew it was a strong hit to my hand because immediately I could feel like severe pain. So get this is so funny. I go to pull off the, I'll just stand, well, let's get this. Okay, so my hand is in such pain and I want to pull off the freeway and see what the damage is, right? Get medical attention if needed. So I go to pull off the, oh wait, let me show you something. This is counter steering. I'm going to pull this handlebar towards me and this one push outward. And what that does, notice I'm turning the opposite way, it's going to lean the motorcycle. See, this is counter steering. My left hand right here is being pulled towards my rib cage. The right hand is being pushed outward this way. And what that does is it leans the bike, you know, left and right like that. There's another corner coming up where I'll show you some counter steering at a higher clip of speed. But I'm going to get back to my finger thing, that hit my finger, but let's hit on this counter steering real quick. Watch this. I'm going to pull towards me here, like apply pressure towards my rib cage here, and push outward in front of the motorcycle here, and that will cause me to go into the other lane. Watch. Here goes. On 3. 1, 2, 3. See how you do it? It's almost like skateboarding or skiing, like in the snow, or surfing. One more counter steering thing and then I'll talk about my finger injury thing. Now I'm going to go into the other lane. I'm going to pull back towards my rib cage on the right and push forward ahead of the motorcycle here on the left. See, that's what you'll do. And you can try that. You can experiment with it when you get your motorcycle. But let's get back over here because here comes our turn. Now, what we're going to do here is I'm going to push forward ahead of me here because it turns to the left and pull back this way. That's going to lean the bike to the corner to the left. So let's get some distance between us and them so I get some speed. And back to my story where something hit me. So I go to pull off the freeway and I go to put the brake on and there's no lever. I didn't even notice it. I was in such pain I didn't even notice there's no lever, right? And so there's nothing to put the brake on. I only had the rear brake. And dang it, they're going too slow. Well, let's see if I can get around it. So what I did, there's this little nub of a piece of metal. I had to like brake with that. It was hilarious. Okay, I'm going to go around the semi. That's the plan at least. See, you just go in the other lane. Tuck down when you're going around these semis. You get buffeted with the wind. Notice we're still in 6th gear. You get a 600 size motor for your motorcycle, you'll be okay on the freeway. I don't know of any 600s that can't handle the freeway, and the 600 is fine to start off with, in my opinion, unless you're starting off with like a heavy bike like this one. or a racing type bike like the R6. I wouldn't advise someone to get an R6 to start off with. It's an excellent bike, but it's too good. It's so light you can flip it up over you and get in trouble with that one. Unless you're going to be ultra cautious. But anyways, so I go to pull off the freeway, and then we'll end the video. I go to pull off the freeway, and there's no brake lever. It's gone. That's how hard the thing hit. So I'm braking with like this little nub right here. I'm like, have my hand wrapped around it trying to brake, and because I had to get off the freeway and come to a stop. And of course I was smart, you know, when I was getting off the freeway, I wasn't flying off the freeway. I was going very cautious because I didn't want to crash or you know, do something stupid. So I get off the freeway and my glove is ripping open like the Incredible Hulk because my hand's starting to swell up. And my gloves just start ripping. My fingers start ripping through the gloves. The two fingers. And I go to the guy at the market, and I just wanted to stop the pain and the swelling, so I go get one of those like Big Gulp. It's called the Big Gulp drinks. They're like huge, giant drinks. And I just fill that sucker just with ice, the cup with ice. And I stick my hand in it, and you know, I guess I got to pay for the Big Gulp, even though there's nothing in it, because I can't just take the big cup with the ice. So I go up, oh, and it's bleeding a little bit, just slightly. I don't know why it would be like that. Maybe whatever it was, I think with the clutch lever, the sharp end of it might have poked through. So I have my hand in this big cup of ice, and I go up to the guy at the register, and he goes, "Oh, what happened to you?" Indian guy, like from India. And I said, "Something just hit me on the freeway," so he keeps talking about my hand. And I just want to go outside to the motorcycle because I parked it in kind of a place where you shouldn't really park. Didn't really look like it was allowed to park there. But he keeps talking to me, so I say, "Hey, look, I got to run. How much do I owe you?" He goes, "Oh, it's free of charge." So he let me keep it for free. And then for about, and I'm like, man, I'm going to have to, I thought like, oh, it's broken, but then I was able to bend it. It was just like bruised and battered. And so thank goodness these gloves, they saved my finger. And that's with the gloves on. Can you imagine if I wouldn't have gloves on? So you want to wear protection, you know, for your hands and for your head and for your feet and for your everything. I see a lot of guys, they'll get a cool motorcycle jacket and then they don't get anything for their legs. You can get, let me just say this, and we'll go off the air here. Check out Frank Thomas on eBay. Frank Thomas motorcycle pants. Get them about a half a size or a size bigger than your regular pants, right? And then what you do is just dress regular, but slip them over your pants. Just slip them over your pants, and then like if you're going to work or school or whatever, you just carry a backpack with you, and you have a change of clothing. Just put your motorcycle pants in there when you get to your destination. Anyways, appreciate you guys listening. Ride like the wind. This concludes the video, how to ride a motorcycle for the first time.